And on that relief boat, doctors, human rights workers, and former Georgia Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney, well, she made no bones about what happened. Here's what she told John Roberts on CNN's American Morning.
We had our Carl Penhall saying that you were in international waters, clearly in international waters, when accosted by and confronted by these Israeli patrol boats.
Well, I wouldn't call it accosting. I would call it ramming. Let's just call it as it is. Our boat was rammed 3 times, twice in the front and 1 on the side. But let me also state for the record that what we experienced earlier today pales in comparison to what the people of Gaza are experiencing right now as we do this interview.
Right, but
our mission was a peaceful mission to deliver medical supplies, and our mission was thwarted by the Israelis, the aggressiveness of the Israeli military.
Well, Israel's foreign ministry again denies that the Navy rammed that relief boat.
In the black of night, it was probably still 3 hours before dawn. The Dignity was in international waters. The seas were very heavy, very stormy seas. And at least 2 Israeli patrol boats then came in very fast pursuit of the Dignity. They approached it very easily, and then for the next half hour moved and maneuvered around the vessel in front, behind, and on both sides. At least one of those Israeli patrol boats had a powerful searchlight lighting up the Dignity. The Dignity itself was sailing with full lights. After half an hour, and there was no previous radio communication, according to the Dignity's captain, one of those Israeli patrol boats with no lights on rammed the front left side of the Dignity very hard. Now that shattered the glass windows around the wheelhouse. It also caused part of the roof to peel back and punctured the hull.
Carl Penhall was aboard a ship that was trying to bring humanitarian goods to that area in Hamas, or pardon me, that area there in the Gaza Strip. He was there with several other people, including a former congresswoman from the United States. And as you describe it, the ship was rammed by the Israeli military. Go on and tell us about this, if you would, Carl.
The ship was certainly rammed. It came about 2 hours before dawn, and at least 2 Israeli patrol boats had been shadowing the Dignity's movements as it set course for Gaza. Now, at the point where the ramming took place and where those boats were shadowing the Dignity was still in international waters. I personally was sitting in the wheelhouse minutes before the ramming incident. We'd been watching the spotlight circle around on one of those patrol boats for about half an hour. But just minutes before the ramming incident, I was personally sitting in the wheelhouse just a few feet away from the ship's captain. And I certainly heard no radio messages, no radio traffic at all. And also, the ship's captain confirms there was no radio traffic. And then on the left side, one of those patrol boats with no light on comes ramming into the ship.
Let me just ask you the questions to be as fair as we possibly can on this. The Israeli government is saying this was an accident, and it happened as the ships were maneuvering. To your eye, was the ship that you were on, the boat that you were on, was it moving at the time, and could it be a possibility that it was, in fact, an accident?
The Dignity was moving at about 12 knots an hour in heavy seas. It maintained a fixed course. The 2 Israeli patrol boats had been maneuvering around the Dignity for the previous half hour. These appeared to be very experienced sailors. Those patrol boats are very fast patrol boats. The Dignity was, in the words of the ship's captain, lit up like a Christmas tree. One of those Israeli patrol boats had a spotlight focused on the Dignity at all times. It seems very strange, having successfully and very efficiently maneuvered around the boat for half an hour, why that one with no lights on at all would suddenly come and ram the Dignity if that was an accident, given that the Dignity was fully lit.
Carl Penhall actually reporting. He was on the vessel, giving a first-person account of what he saw there.